Hannah,
Yeah.
I ate Arby's today.
Oh no.
It wasn't an act of desperation. I really wanted a fast food fish sandwich. And out of all of the fast food places in the realm of, if you ratioed price to tastiness, I would put Arby's at the top. If I want a garbage fish sandwich, I will go to McDonald's because it is delightfully tasty, their fillet of fish. But whenever I want a somewhere between fast food and restaurant quality fish sandwich, I go for Arby's. It's one of the only things that I'll eat at Arby's. And they have a sale going on right now. And none of this is going to help with the guy who thinks I'm secretly sponsored by fast food and has filed a couple of Federal Trade Commission complaints against me in the past. They have a deal going on right now for 2 for $6.99 crispy fish sandwich. They call it a surf and turf because you can get either the fish sandwich, you can get the fish sandwich and the beef and cheddar, or you can get the fish and cheddar. And I don't know if you've ever had the fish and cheddar sandwich at Arby's, but it tastes like they took a fish sandwich and pulled it out of the dumpster. The Arby's cheddar cheese is not good on a fish sandwich.
No.
But
I like the beef and cheddar.
I had that for lunch, and I'm directly incorporating that into the title of this episode. But the fish sandwich, I would have gone to McDonald's. And I was planning on going to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's closer to my house. Arby's is like a 15-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a McDonald's like 2 miles away. And I was going to go to McDonald's. I was going to get the Minecraft movie special with either the McNuggets. Well, I was going to get the McNuggets because
you have to.
You can get a Big Mac anytime you want. But that Inferno hot sauce is only going to be here for a limited time. See your local participating restaurants for more information. Cha-ching.
It's actually really the fire sauce from McDonald's or the nether sauce is actually really
Nether
good.
sauce?
I did have it. Yeah, it's quite delicious. It's like cayenne pepper and like almost like a habanero thing. It kind of tastes like fake habanero because I looked on the ingredients. There wasn't actual habanero in it, but it has that kind of like spiciness to it. It's really hot, really delicious.
It's probably in the unlisted like spice brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like the spice mix that they put in the ingredients that doesn't quite tell you what's in it.
Well, it's good. It's kind of like familiar. It's like a familiar flavor, but like it's really good with the McNuggets. And I got the what was it? The Hamburglar zombie figurine thing. Toy.
The important thing is I screwed up.
Hmm.
Because I was thinking when we were talking last night about going to McDonald's, and I didn't. Because it was 11 o'clock at night and I didn't want to leave my house. So I pulled up the app this morning and I went to order the McDonald's movie Big Mac, or the McDonald's Minecraft movie 10-piece nugget meal. And what do I see? Currently unavailable in all locations near you.
No.
I have been denied both my 10-piece McNugget meal and my Minecraft toy.
Yeah, they're probably out of the toy. They're probably just out of the toy.
Probably. But I also learned one thing about it while looking it up online, and that's, I don't know if this is an American thing, but in the UK, instead of a 10-piece McNugget meal, it's 9-piece.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. They don't have a 10-piece McNugget meal in the UK for the Minecraft thing. It's 9-piece.
I can't wrap my head around. Is it
a cultural shift? Is it McNugget inflation? Is that why America gets 10 McNuggets to UK's 9?
Yeah, like do they just regularly have a 9-piece McNugget? Do they charge you one McNugget less? There's so many questions now that have to be answered.
I don't know. There's so many things to question about this. But I also figured out that in the UK they have this thing. It's called Veggie Dipper.
Okay.
It's a vegan option. It's basically like a mozzarella stick, but it's red pepper and tomato pesto. It sounds pretty good.
I'd try that. Yeah.
But they have that as one of the McDonald's, the Minecraft movie options. And also, we're in America. How come the UK has a Philly cheese stack for their McDonald's burger?
These
They
are
have a
crimes.
limited time. It's a double cheeseburger with grilled and crispy onions, and then I guess cheese, cheddar cheese sauce, grilled onions, cheddar cheese slice, sesame bun, and crispy onions.
McDonald's is an American institution, and how dare they treat the British better than us?
No, like fast food is weird. They got all this crazy stuff that comes out in everywhere but America. And I assume a lot of it has to do with just the logistics of getting all of those new ingredients to 50 states worth of restaurants.
Yeah, because you'd have to do it all at once. You'd have to at least provide at least 2 weeks worth of product for everybody. Blah 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 blah.
I did not know that the Minecraft thing included an apple cake McFlurry.
I didn't know about that either.
I would have gone to McDonald's just for that.
That sounds pretty good.
Although when I was at Arby's, a guy went up to the counter and ordered a Shamrock Shake.
Did he get it?
Arby's has a mint chocolate shake.
Oh, okay.
So they have something similar that they roll out around the same time that McDonald's has a Shamrock Shake. I mean, they just don't call it a Shamrock Shake.
Gotcha. So they're just like, yep, one mint shake coming right up.
Yeah, that's
didn't
pretty
even-
good. It's more flavorful than the McDonald's shake, to be honest.
You know, I'll be honest, I didn't even know Arby's had a fish sandwich.
They do.
I just known about like their roast beef, their turkey, their ham, the meat mountain.
I like Arby's fish sandwich because it is big and it's an actual cut of fish.
Mm.
It's not a patty. It's not like a slurry. Like you bite into it and you can see the flakes of the fish meat.
There's no Long John Silver's in the area or Culliver's or anything?
I don't like Long John Silver's.
Oh, okay.
I've only eaten there a few times, and every single time I've been disappointed by the fact that their fish seems to be about 40% oil injected. Their food is so greasy.
It's been a while since I've been there, but I used to love them when I was a kid.
Right? I'm not a fan of Long John Silver's. I wish there was a White Castle in my area, but there's not. We just like maybe 7 years ago, got a Five Guys.
Ooh, well, I like that.
And just maybe like I think 5 or 6 years ago, we got Chick-fil-A. I like their teas, their iced teas. I mean, it's no Popeye's pickle lemonade, but I considered for a second going to Popeye's just to get the pickle brined chicken sandwich so I could eat it on camera in front of you, but then I was like, I don't want to go to Popeye's.
Okay, a pickle brined chicken sandwich doesn't sound bad to me. I would eat that. As long as it doesn't have actual pickles on it. If it's pickles, like if it's just like put in pickle brine, I would try that. I'm not opposed to dill. I'm not opposed to brine. I'm opposed to the gherkin, I believe is what it's, the pickle.
The gherkin is a type of pickle.
Well, yes. Yeah, but like that's but like
you don't like the pickle itself. The cucumber.
I don't like the pickle itself. I don't like I'm not a big fan of cucumber. I'll eat cucumber maybe every now and then, but like I don't like pickles like at all in any way, shape, or form. And to give you an example too, the last potato salad I made, I put pickle brine in because it made it really, really good.
They also have they have frozen and chilled pickled lemonade and fried pickles, and which I'm not a fan of. And the pickle glazed chicken sandwich.
I might try the pickle glazed chicken sandwich without pickle. I might try that because it'd be like a dill brine chicken thing.
Right. I stumbled my way on that while working at Target, where I used to, because we used to have chicken tenders, and I used to take some of them out of the freezer and brine them in jalapeno juice before I knew that that was like an actual thing that people did. I would let them sit in the pickle juice, or not the pickle juice, the jalapeno juice, because we had jalapenos with our nachos. And I used to let them sit in there for like 5-6 hours, and then I would cook them on lunch.
Hell yeah, that sounds delicious. I'd eat the hell out of
Um,
that.
So anyway, the sponsorship checks, I'll cut this out before we publish this. The sponsorship checks from McDonald's and Popeye should be in the mail.
Okay, good.
Nobody needs to know that this is actually sponsored content.
Wonderful. Keep them rolling.
I mean, it's just you and me. Who's going to tell anyone?
No one will know.
Okay. But with that note, let's get that music in here.
It's mighty strange. You looking happily deranged. I can't say unless you're in bed. Or have you picked your target yet? It's in bed. Don't your dog bite? It's in bed.
And we are back for another week of Online for Maintenance, theoretically the official podcast of MMOFallout.com. You are listening to episode number 8, What a McDisappointment. I'm Connor.
I'm Hannah.
And you can find us wherever podcasts are served fresh, never frozen. Podbean, and everywhere else. Spotify. I think we're on Spotify. Pretty sure we're still on all those places. I don't know. It's very hard to tell how and if this podcast is still being supported, considering I click on explicit content with every episode that I upload. Now, this week, we got some games to talk about. We got some news to talk about. And of course, we played video games because Hannah, this is in fact a gaming podcast where the hosts actually play video games. Am I right?
Do. I guarantee you I do play video game. This week it's only been video game. But I play a lot of Sea of Thieves. I really do. I mean, I'm out. It's just my game that I play lately. I'm feeling like I might change it up, and I feel like I want to go back and revisit Factorio, but Sea of Thieves is what I'm playing.
Well, I mean, there's a billion games out there and about 100,000 more of them coming out on a weekly basis, so I'm sure you'll find something eventually.
Oh, no, I lie. I played another game. I only played a little bit of it, but I did play another game from a wonderful friend of mine got me. Thank you, Connor.
Ooh. Oh, I think I know what game that is.
Yeah, Flyknight.
Now, because we are such video gamers, I wanted to start off the episode by talking about how I finished reading Hannibal.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
did not like it. I didn't much care for it, I should say. It's not that it's a bad book, it's just that it was a very poor way to end the series.
Hmm.
And it is kind of the end of the series because there's a 4th book, Hannibal Rising, but Hannibal Rising is a prequel.
Hmm.
Now, Hannibal, 3rd book in the Hannibal Lecter series, the last book with Clarice Starling, it's interesting. It is very long for a Hannibal book. It is over 400 pages. And it is long. It's like Thomas Harris was trying to become the Tom Clancy of serial killer books. If you've ever thought to yourself, I want full chapters about Hannibal's taste in wine and what kind of foie gras he eats and his taste in clothing and his very specific taste in cars, this is the book for you. There's a few main players. You have Clarice Starling coming back, who is now a disgraced FBI agent because in Silence of the Lambs, she faces a lot of sexism, particularly when the director of national intelligence, Krendler, tries to sleep with her and she says no. So he spends the next 10 years sabotaging her career. And also because he's a giant piece of shit. Like, pretty much all of Krendler's dialogue toward Clarice is how much he hates her. Or his inner thoughts toward Clarice are how much he hates her and how she's probably a lesbian. Now, on the other side, you have Hannibal Lecter, who, after Silence of the Lambs, escapes and is living out on the lam in Italy. And the book takes a deep turn because around chapter 12, it flashes over to a disgraced Italian police officer named Paci, and it sticks with him until chapter 42, when Clarice finally comes back into the picture. And like I said, this is a very long book. The focal point of the book is this guy, Mason Verger, who is one of Hannibal's few living victims. Hannibal hypnotized him and got him to cut his face off and feed it to his dog. So he's paralyzed. His face is all messed up. He's the guy that's in the hospital bed in the movie Hannibal. And he's he's concocting a plan to catch Hannibal so he can feed him to pigs. And this idea is repeated throughout the entire throughout the entire book. But also, Mason is a sadistic pedophile. Sadistic to the level that he has an orphanage where he brings children and tells them things that make them cry, so he can literally have their tears mixed into his cocktails. And I'm not making any of this up. This is actual plot stuff. And meanwhile, his sister is conspiring against him because his sister is a lesbian and she has been disowned from the family and taken out of the will. And the only way that she can get into the will is if one of Mason's heirs are still alive. So she is conspiring to steal her brother's sperm to get her girlfriend pregnant so that they can give birth to Mason's heir before he dies. It's a book full of really, like, people who you don't know who to root for because they're all awful. But it's a very long book. It has so many chapters that are devoted to details that the reader probably doesn't care about. Like, if you want a chapter about the Italian mobsters getting a group of pigs on a flight across country, getting their vaccination forms filled out properly, and getting through customs, well, this book is for you. Like I said, it's like Tom Clancy, where he'll detail an artillery strike, but like he'll spend a chapter talking about the operations, not just the operations of the artillery thing down to the like blueprint, but he'll talk about what the artillery operator had for lunch and like his personal life, there's so many more details than this book needs. But it is a book where like you have no idea who to root for because everyone sucks. Like the moment Mason comes off as even slightly sympathetic, then the book seems to know that, and Thomas Harrison will immediately turn around and he'll be like, he'll make some comment about his sister being a lesbian.
Why is there so much detail in the book?
I don't know. I think part of it is Thomas Harris really wanted people to know that he knew about the finer things in life. So he talks endlessly about the brands that Hannibal Lecter is attracted to. I don't know.
Very interesting.
I really liked, if you're going to read the books, if you haven't read them, read Red Dragon and read Silence of the Lambs. And just take that as an enclosed duology, and don't read Hannibal, don't read Hannibal Rising. I did learn that the TV show, weirdly enough, the television show with Mads Mikkelsen does mirror Hannibal, but it mirrors Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal, but it doesn't include Clarice Starling. And it's because the show could not get the legal rights to use her character.
Oh, okay.
So she's mentioned in as close as they can get without violating copyright. I think she's referred to as like that female FBI agent. It's kind of like in the Velma show where they couldn't get access to Scooby-Doo, so they kind of just very, very vaguely referenced the dog.
Oh, I didn't
like
know that about Velma either.
Huh?
I didn't know that about Velma either.
Yeah, the reason that there wasn't an actual Scooby-Doo in Velma is because WB wouldn't let them put the dog in. But enough about that. Let's talk about video games.
Yay!
Regale me with a story of Sea of Thieves.
Okay, so I will be quite frank this week because I've been dealing with some computer issues still, which I think I finally have figured out. So, I've talked before about how I changed out heat sinks on my computer and everything. It seemed to fix some issues that I was having, but then I was getting this really weird frame drop out of nowhere. I'd play games for about an hour, and then all of a sudden I'd go down to like 20 frames a second. And then it'd slowly build up to about 100, and then stay at about 120, and then eventually it'd just like tank again. It was a Windows power setting. Yeah, it's the way that I have certain things configured, and it's my own fault, and I know it. But at the same time, I've got it figured out. It's good. It's fine. So I think I can play now without worrying, and so I've been trying to push my computer up a little bit less because of that. But now I think we're good from now on. But I do have a good story. So I'm out by myself. I'm out on the sea by myself. I had just gotten done selling the loot that I had. I forget what I was honestly doing at the time. I was just kind of, just screwing around in the game. It's a game you can just kind of screw around in. I see a boat, and I tell myself, I'm gonna go make friends. I'm gonna go say hi. I'm gonna go. It's always a big thing when you go meet other people in the game because like you never know if they're gonna kill you. So I'm gonna go meet them. I go sail up on them. I get close to them, and they start to sail away. I shoot off a firework to let them know that I'm friendly. Usually, if you shoot a firework straight up, it's kind of a sign of like, hey, I want to either talk or I'm friendly. Let's say hi. I do this and they keep sailing. Well, it's fun to chase people, even if I want to be friendly. So I start chasing them. I'm not sure if but I shoot off another firework, and a skeleton boat comes up and starts attacking both of us. I yell out to them, "Hey, I'm friendly. Do you want help with the skeleton boat?" And like she yells back, like, "Yeah, that'd be fine." I say, "Hey, do you want to alliance up?" She goes, "Sure." So we start attacking the skeleton boat. The skeleton boat's exclusively attacking her. It's just pummeling her. It's just you know. I finally get my boat to the point like in a position where I can start hitting it, and the other girl's boat goes down. I take down the skeleton boat, and I hear somebody swimming in the water, and they're like, hey, what's up? No, they get on my boat, and I'm like, hi, I'm so sorry, what happened? She's like, normally I'm better at taking skelly boats, but I don't know what happened. And she seems pretty friendly. I was about to just ask her, well, do you want me to grab your stuff? I'll wait for you for your boat back, when another boat comes. There's another boat that shows up. It's a 2-person boat, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Her and I just, without being in alliance, without really knowing each other, we're just like, I just tell her, get on cannons. I'll get on helm. She starts shooting, and she says she's not very good at shooting. I ask her if she's better at driving. She says yes. I say, okay, I can shoot. So I'm now, on cannon. I'm not usually cannoning. I'm usually driving. So I'm a little bit out of my nature here. And she's driving the boat. She's okay. She was okay at it. I lost angle a couple of times, I remember, but we like annihilate the other boat that was trying to sink, that was like trying to come kill me. Which was super fun. After we kill that person, I just, that the other girl says goodbye. Like, we just kind of like say, I'm like, I'm not sure what to do. She's not really sure what to do either. She's gonna go find her boat. Oh cool, all good, all things, all right. So I start to sail away. Another boat shows up. Another boat is coming at us. This one literally just cannon somebody out. They just shoot somebody out in order to try to either anchor me or do whatever they can. I hear him swimming in the water, and I hear him grab my boat. There's a specific like splash sound that you hear, but I don't see him come up right away. I've got my shotgun out, and I'm just kind of waiting for him, and they're not coming up. They're not doing anything. So I go check one ladder. He's not there. I turn around behind me, and he's immediately there. He shoots his gun at me. I shoot my gun at him. I get blown back onto my boat. I blow him off my boat, and I keep on going. And then I just sail away, and I get away free. It is like, I love this game just for like the crazy player interactions that you can have, because you go from just everything is fine, everything is great, to people are trying to kill you in no time flat.
Well, you are the greatest driver in Sea of Thieves.
I am. I say that anyway. Mostly just to piss people off.
Yeah, I hear you doing that in the game quite a bit.
I do. I was honestly being a little shit last night, and I kind of got it in my head, you know what, just go kill people. So I was just going around. I just went and sank 2 boats, and I was just like, I got greedy. I sailed up on a galley and a sloop that were, so a 4-person boat and a 2-person boat that were sitting by a fort doing an event. And I'm like, I'm invincible. I'm gonna go kill them. And they killed me really fast.
Such a sweaty nerd.
Yeah. Oh, me or them? Or
You.
both? Oh, fair. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I like to be a tryhard.
I can tell.
It's fun. But then I've been playing another game called Flyknight.
I have played a little bit of that.
I haven't played very much of it. I was expecting it to be more exposition. I was expecting more like narrative, like storyline kind of stuff. Before we got introduced to it, or before you like get into the game, it kind of just drops you in. It kind of just drops you in, and like, you don't really get told very much. You learn the lore and the story by standing on these what are they, like targets or whatever? I'm not really sure. You stand in
Platforms.
yeah, platform in order to see like what to do, where to go next. And I like the limb-based combat.
Mhm.
Like,
It's very satisfying when you hack off someone's arm.
yeah. And then you literally disarm them because if they've got a sword in one arm but a shield in the other to attack the sword arm, they're only going to shield bash you now, or they can only block. Like they can't like hack and slash at you. So I'm going to spend more time with it and see how it goes. But I love the RuneScape style graphics, the low poly kind of Nintendo 64 vibe that it has.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, and I mean it's super cheap. What was it? $6?
I don't. I think it was about that much.
Yeah, it's $6 currently. Not on sale. It's $6 not on sale. So it's got decent reviews too. 96% positive with 6,000 reviews.
I would hope so.
So, this is one of those games that like it's an indie game. It's a tiny game. I don't expect it to be very long, maybe 5 or 6 hours according to some of the reviews. But it's charming and it's good.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that if you sat down and played it from start to finish, you could probably finish it in a long afternoon, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love the RuneScape style. I love the low polygon art to it, and I like the low FPS animations.
Mm-hmm.
It did take me longer than I like to learn how to fish.
I haven't done any fishing.
It's confusing at first. But I do like the block, the parry and kick mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely, I for some reason thought that this was more of an RPG in the sense of getting experience and levels, but it's really more of just you find weapons and gear as you're going through the game, and that's how you kit up your character. But it does mostly seem to be relegated to you get better by getting better.
Mm.
And I'm fine with that. But it would be interesting. I feel like if it doesn't exist in the game already, that they could very easily implement some kind of endless dungeon mode for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because as far as I know, it's a dungeon crawler. It might be procedurally generated in some respect. We do have to play co-op for this at one point.
Oh, there's co-op?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Ooh, yeah, we gotta play co-op. 2 to 4 players. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't put that on my list to talk about this week. You played it probably more than I have.
No.
I didn't play it to the extent that I would really have much to say about it.
I haven't really played it really to have like I don't really have an opinion on it yet. I just kind of got into it, hacked and slashed a little bit, picked up a couple weapons. Like I died a couple of times. It's quite difficult.
It is. It's hard to find healing items.
Yes. Yeah. It's not like I haven't played Dark Souls, but it's not like beat your head against the wall hard. But it
No.
is like you do have to learn timing. You can't just like button mash. You can't just run head on into things.
You have to learn timing, and you have to learn the game's specific brand of timing, because
Mhm.
the low frame rate animations make it a little bit harder to tell an enemy's movements.
Mhm.
Anything else going on this week?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. Well, Hannah,
Mhm.
I finally finished all of the relationship storylines as they exist now in Spirit Swap.
Yay.
I have finally kissed all the boys and girls and the non-binary characters. Now, they've said that there's more storyline stuff coming in the future, and I have no idea when that will be, but I have finished all the story content up to this point.
Okay.
And I do love stories. I do love Spirit Swap. Mostly because of the steaming artwork that I send you. But I do love Spirit Swap.
It is quite steamy. I do
Oh, yeah.
appreciate it.
They really have a way of drawing characters like the Pookie Bear, who is one of my favorite characters. They are a skateboarder who you kind of, a lot of the game is basically centered around getting people to improving your relationship, and in the process getting people to learn to love themselves, be it through work stress or just kind of various other things. And I love all the characters. There's a weird kind of horned character named Jason. There is Pookie Bear, who I'm sending you a picture of right now.
Oh, him. Okay.
And it's just, man, there's a lot of good art in this.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. I love all the pastel colors and just how everything it clashes, but it works.
Mm-hmm. The biggest crime that this game has committed is that Isksander is not a real person, and that they are all fictional characters. Life is unfair sometimes. But I've been playing that. I played through a little game called Spamware.
Okay.
And Spamware is a game that I liked it. It has a lot of potential. It's just very short. And it's a lot shorter than I expected it to be. The game itself is about $4 on Steam, and it'll take you a half an hour to beat.
Okay.
There's 2 endings, so it'll take you a half an hour to beat the first time, and then you'll question what would happen if you did it the other way around, and kind of get disappointed by that ending. But the whole idea of Spamware, because I am contractually obligated to present at least one PS1 style game with very little content every week. You are a prisoner who's been sentenced to a 30,000 hour jail time. And one of the first things you can do is ask the jailer, why is my sentence in hours? And he tells you it looks better on the little billboard above your cell door. Now, you are enlisted in the prison's spamware system, which is basically they give you a telephone, a computer, and a television, and your job each day is to watch TV, check your email, and watch your phone for spam. And when you find it, you have to go onto your computer terminal, you have to report it, and you have to report it accurately. And for every time you report spam correctly, it takes 50 hours off your sentence. And for every incorrect report, it adds 100 hours. And now none of this means anything in the context of the game. Because no matter what you do after about day 8, the game is over. Because the game gives you the option on day 3, someone slips a note under your door and it says, call this number. And you can call the number and the guy tells you you have to report this specific number, and that will set off a chain of events that leads to a prison break. And if you do that, after a few days, your door opens and you're let out. Now, if you ignore him, or you also have the option, if you take the phone call, the next day you get a phone call from the prison, and the prison says, we know you're talking to one of the other inmates, tell us who it is, and we'll have your sentence. And if you tell them who it is, it halves your sentence, and then they tell you, great, we're taking you off the Spamware system. You no longer have to worry about reporting spam. And what happens after that is you just go to bed, and every time you go to bed, it flashes forward a certain number of weeks until your sentence is just done. So no matter what you do, the game is over after about day 8. And the game actually stops allowing you to do the spam stuff after about day 5. And it's a good game, but it's kind of annoying in the sense that the stuff that it gives you these concepts and then takes them away very quickly. Like, you get the option, the game tells you to listen for your phone for spam calls, and they never come. Oh. You never get any inbound spam calls. There's one spam number that shows up on the TV that you can call, that you then have to report. But you only have, like, I did a list, and there were 8 instances over the full game where you actually report spam. And 7 of them are 2 of them are technically the same thing, but you report the TV and then the phone for the same thing. So I like the concept. I like what the developer did with it, but there's just so little of it. They had a really good idea, like the game in the last day where nothing matters. They kind of had a brilliant idea where you turn on the TV, and up to that point, everything is very explicit on whether or not it's spam. Mm-hmm. Or product placement. Like, you just see brands and labels on the TV screen. And one of the channels on the last day that you can report things, it showed what looked like a movie. And I was watching it and I was thinking, like, there's no branding, there's no obvious product placement, but I feel like the camera is just sitting on the car too long. Like, it looks like a movie, but the actor gets out of the car and walks off, and the camera just sits on the car. And it zooms in on the car. So just on a hunch, I reported it as spam, or as product placement, and it got dinged as a correct, like, you did a good job, like, that's a correct one. And it got me excited because I was hoping that the game would get more into that cerebral kind of, like, how do we know what's really product placement? How do we know it's product placement? How do we know what's something being on screen for too long? How do we know that online for maintenance, the comments about being sponsored by McDonald's are not actually unironic sarcasm and trying to bury the lead even more? But the game is just over after that point. I have a lot to say about it.
Is it maybe like setting up disappointment?
I don't know.
Because that's kind of, because if you're saying it presents you with these mechanics but then doesn't use them, and you're taking place in a prison, it seems like the setup for the like idea to do these things and then denying you the ability to do them is like a sort of punishment.
Weird.
You know what I mean? Or it's some kind of like weird head game that would only take place in a prison.
That's some cerebral shit right there. No, it's just because the game is over too quickly.
Are they adding? I see that. I'm just like, are they adding more? Is
No.
this just not a well thought out game?
I think it's very well thought out. It's just the
Or
product
not
of
well thought
one
out, but
person.
I mean, like, it's just not a very long game, I guess.
No, it's very short. It's just by the time you get really invested in the mechanics, it's over.
Huh.
And I can't be too disappointed because it's $3.
Yeah.
But also I can be kind of disappointed. But it is an interesting game. It's very hard for me to recommend it because it's so short.
I'm just trying to figure out like what kind of audience it would go for too. Like maybe the Papers, Please audience.
Maybe. I would really like to see the developer work on a sequel that is just mostly the same thing, but just more expansive.
Because this isn't really horror, is it?
No, it's not horror at all.
Yeah.
There's no horror elements. It's literally, I mean, once you get the television, most of the game is just watching clips on TV and trying to decide whether or not there's product placement.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like games usually have like an overall arching point or purpose or like thing they're trying to convey.
I think it might be about the exploitation of prison labor.
That could be, but
honestly, I also think that the developer just had an idea of what if I made a game where you're checking spam and I don't know. I think like the developer just had an idea for a game and made it.
Yeah, fair.
And didn't really know how to expand on that idea.
Yeah, that might be fair.
It almost feels like a game jam game where it was made over a very short period of time, and once that time was over, it's over.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not bad. It's just there's a lot of good ideas that don't get the level of attention that they deserve. I was playing the demo. I sat there in the demo for like 20 minutes waiting for the phone to ring. And because it told you that you might get phone calls. And you have to screen the phone calls for spam, and there's no incoming phone calls. Maybe that's part of it. It's playing on the gamers' expectations.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was expecting with the prison break thing, I was genuinely expecting the story to take a twist and for it to be like a 1984 style the person on the other end of the phone was actually the prison, the whole time, and it was just a big setup, and like the game would end with them saying, also, you're here forever, or like we're bumping your sentence up another 200,000 hours. But no, your door just opens after, like, you don't actually do anything as part of the prison break. Your door opens and it's conveniently right next to the front door of the prison. And you just walk out. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas that you could do with that.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like I feel like there's more, and there's not. It seems like there's not.
I would have liked to see. I would have almost liked to see a Portal style. Portal. Yeah, I guess that would kind of fit. Where you realize after a while, like in a longer version of Spamware with a more fleshed out campaign, where you realize over time that you've been in prison for so long that society has collapsed, and like everything from the prison system to the spam is just a result of like the dead internet, where it's just bots detecting bots that are sending product placement to a viewership that no longer exists. I would like to see a Spamware 2 where it's set in kind of a post-apocalyptic world. And I hope the developer does more. I hope the developer makes more games. It was created by Artificial Entertainment. But I talked about this a lot longer than I thought I would. I have talked about Spamware longer, probably nearly as long as the actual game will take to beat. But I played that. I played Spirit Swap. I played Path of Exile 2. I've been playing more of that because Path of Exile 2 released a big update over the last week. It's the Dawn of the Hunt. And the Dawn of the Hunt update introduced a new class called the Huntress. And the Huntress uses a spear and a shield, and is very different from the rest of the classes because the main mechanics of the Huntress are parrying and counterattacking. It almost turns the game into something of a Souls-like game. Because rather than dodging or trying to just mitigate the damage, a lot of your tactics go with parrying and blocking and counterattacking. So like my character, when she parries, it tags enemies, and then I have an attack that it kicks back and like kicks me back and kicks them in the face. Mm-hmm. And if they're tagged with a parry, my kick, it causes them to explode. Nice. And it like blows up everything around them. So I really like it because it's a class where you don't have to tank or dodge boss attacks. It adds a different layer of combat to boss battles because you can be more proactive and get in close, and there's more focus on timing because you have to parry at the right time and know which attacks you can dodge, which attacks you can parry, which attacks you just have to avoid. They added in, which I have yet to see, but they added in a new type of enemy called Rogue Exiles. And these are apparently the most intelligent AI that the game has ever made. They are NPCs that are designed to mimic players, meaning they will run around, they are kitted with actual player gear, and are outfitted with player abilities that are normally player exclusive. So they have gear, they have abilities, they can run around, they can act like an actual player. And that's pretty interesting. The end game has been tweaked to be a lot less punishing on players that are just getting into it. There's a ton of changes. There's like 100 new support gems. They are still working on the story. And Path of Exile 2, the way that they went about the story is very weird. Because the story is not complete, but the end game is there. So until they finish the story, the way that progression works in Path of Exile is you play through Act 1 through 3, and then you play through Act 1 through 3 on hard mode, and then you get to the end game. Because 4 through 6 are not in the game yet.
Gotcha.
Now, that has led to a couple of questions that they're working on in the future, which is, how do you deal with a player who's like in Act 4 hard mode when the content with Act 4 through 6 drops? Or like, what do you do with someone who's gotten through Act 3 and then started the story over again and is now in Act 2 hard mode when the Act 4 through 6 story stuff drops?
Yeah, do they continue on in hard mode or do they go to the regular mode? Yeah.
They haven't answered that yet.
Yeah.
I think their answer is just going to be that to spin up a new character, which is what they did for this update.
Okay.
It's not a temporary seasonal league, but it is an early access league. So when you start up, you have the option of creating a standard league character or a Dawn of the Hunt league character. And the only thing that really does is it decides which economy pool you're in. Basically, they did this as an opportunity to reset the economy because there's been a lot of inflation during the early access period. But I am enjoying that. The player base in chat is absolute dog shit.
Well, yeah.
And as my final game, I played Fortnite.
Ah, yeah.
Shockingly.
Shocking.
And I love Fortnite. If I was a child in this day and age, I'd be one of the kids in that video where the guy goes into the teachers in the school and he's like, "Who loves Fortnite?" And all the kids are just, "We love Fortnite, we love Fortnite." And then they start dancing. That would be me if I was like 10 in this day. But they're continuing on in Fortnite. They got the heist season that's still going on. And they added in Scorpion from Mortal Kombat as a boss. And Scorpion has a great kit. He has there were Sub-Zero gloves, and now they're Scorpion gloves. And Scorpion gloves, you can use the right-click attack to throw his chain and pull people in, and it just straight up plays the "Get Over Here" sound clip from the game.
Yay!
And it has the melee attack that the final part of the melee attack breathes fire.
Ooh, okay.
Now,
that was Scorpion's fatality in Mortal Kombat. Scorpion was my favorite character in Mortal Kombat.
Specifically, they're using the Mortal Kombat 3 versions of the characters.
Okay.
And they did bring in, they added into the shop, you can get Scorpion, Raiden, and Kitana.
Oh, okay.
And Sub-Zero is part of the Battle Pass.
Does Kitana have a face veil or not a face veil?
A what?
Face veil, like a face cover?
Oh, she does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Mortal Kombat 3 version.
I don't remember if she had the face, the mask or not.
Oh, right. They did give Kitana modesty shorts, though.
Okay.
She doesn't have the bikini bottom. She has shorts on. But this is an E-rated game.
Yeah.
Now, They also added in, which I really liked, they added in three spots from Mortal Kombat. So they added in the pit, which is the bridge.
Yeah.
With the spikes underneath it. They added that in. That's
cool.
where Scorpion shows up. They added in the Deadpool, which is the green pool that you can like kick enemies into with perfect fatality.
Yeah.
They added that in, and the acid underneath it actually damages you if you get into it.
Oh wow.
And they added in the living forest
Yeah.
as a point of interest. And I think that's pretty cool. It's very weird. Fortnite does this every now and then where they start with a theme and then they go off into something really different.
Uh-huh.
Like the whole season it's bank heist themed. And also Sub-Zero was there. And now the map is slowly being overtaken by Mortal Kombat stuff. And it's just very weird. I don't get it.
Sounds like it works though. Like
it works. I love it.
Fine.
It's very, very weird. In no other game could you have a season where the storyline intermixes pickle themed Bitcoin, wolves who rob banks, and Mortal Kombat, and have people go, you know what? Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
There was a leak. They have, there's a few things coming out, but they did announce the next Fortnite festival character. Well, festival character. The next, I probably should have had this up. So the next Fortnite festival season is apparently going to be focused on Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh yay! I love Sabrina Carpenter.
I have no clue who Sabrina Carpenter is.
Oh, go. Oh, okay. We will inform you.
But Sabrina Carpenter, eventually, the current season is Hatsune Miku.
Oh, yep.
For a Fortnite festival.
Yeah, of
and
course we
then at some later this month, the leaks have said that Sabrina Carpenter will be the focal point of the next Fortnite festival season. And apparently not only that, but James Bond is coming to Fortnite too. And so
James
are
Bond?
wrestlers.
Wrestlers. Okay.
And yeah. It's really crazy to think that there's a game where you can have football, like there's NFL players and Pirates of the Caribbean and anime characters and Peter Griffin, and it's a game where Ariana Grande can shoot Billie Eilish in the head with a sniper rifle. And it's all canon.
And then a dancing banana comes in and
then a dancing banana comes in and hits the gritty. Fortnite is quite a game. That's all I have to say about that. And that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. I played a few demos here and there, but nothing that I can really talk much about. I did play Assassin's Creed Shadows. I played a little bit of that. I am not ready to give my thoughts on it.
yeah, fair. It's a long game.
Right. But moving on from that, before we get into the news, I do like to make a little list of games that I think are interesting. And this week, I'm gonna be interested to see how well these sell. But there are 2 HD remasters coming out. And they are Time Gal and Ninja Hayate. Now, if you've ever played an FMV game from years yonder past, you'll probably recognize these games. Time Gal and Ninja Hayate are both FMV arcade games from a long time ago, like talking mid 80s. And they're getting an HD remaster on Steam. And I think maybe consoles too. I love the idea. I don't think I would ever buy one of these games. Because if you thought Spamware was short, the entirety of Time Gal is 15 minutes from start to finish, approximately.
Oh, wow.
The reason that these games were big was because they were also very difficult, and you had to feed quarters into it in order to keep playing. And the whole game is just a QuickTime event. You hit buttons when they show up on screen. The buttons, as the game progresses, are more and more convoluted in order to get you to fail, because every time you fail, you would have to put another quarter in. And it comes from a very old, I'm sure that, this was very impressive in 1985, and the games still look great nowadays. Like, I love the art style for the game. But it is a 15-minute FMV.
Apparently, this was originally on Laserdisc, and I didn't even know they had games on Laserdisc.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
For
a lot
those,
of these FMV games ended up on Laserdisc in some form. Because it was really the only time on home video game systems during the time period that would actually support something like that.
oh yeah, fair.
Because it is basically a movie.
Yeah, fair.
But those games are coming out this week, April 9th and I guess April 10th.
Yeah, it has that quintessential anime 80s look. And like,
Beautiful.
as long as they're affordable, $5 maybe, it might be worth looking at.
I understand why they are the length that they are, because animating is expensive.
Yes.
And making a game around that concept for arcades in 1985, you can't really have a half an hour long game. Nobody would ever see the end of it. But I like the idea. I mean, I wouldn't spend a lot of money on it, but I'm sure that there are plenty of people just waiting for this to come out so they can relive those memories.
I'm gonna go get a roll of quarters.
Just feed it into your USB drive.
It'll work. It'll take it.
But possibly. Now, those are the games that I just thought were interesting because they are HD remasters of titles that are now older than I am, because they are 40 years old.
I don't know if it's older than me. Oh no.
You check the calendar for the date that they came out.
Yeah, I gotta actually.
But I grabbed 5 upcoming games that I thought looked interesting. And the first one is a game called Girls Made Pudding. And Girls Made Pudding is an adventure game where you play as 2 girls touring a series of towns in order to figure out the answer of a mystery of people going missing. And as you travel, you talk to people and you get ingredients and you can cook. So it's a mystery adventure game with 2 girls with a very cute art style, and it's got cooking and hunger and sleeping. I think it's adorable.
I love the art direction for it. It looks really nice. I'm just not sure, like
Not sure
it
about
sounds
what.
like it'd be fine. I'm not really sure. Girls made pudding. Okay, all right, I'll try it. Why not?
I feel like part of the title is that the um is just a weirdness in translation.
Yeah, fair. I gotta say, it's very quaint. I like the bobbing of the motorbike
Mhm.
as it's going up and down the road. Like it's very quaint, very cute.
Now, my second game, which I still have to play the demo of, it's coming out a little bit later this week. It is called LocoMoto.
Yeah,
And you might have heard of this. You might recognize this game because it was kind of prominently displayed during the last Steam Fest. And it is a life sim, a cozy life sim where you run a train. And there's nothing stressful going on. You tend to the train and you make people happy and you go from place to place. And then you customize the train. And
I
then
love it.
you do things for passengers, and the passengers give you clothing as a reward. It's kind of like Animal Crossing in that respect.
I love it, and I want it.
It is adorable,
I am falling in love with this.
and it has a demo. And the demo is still up there because a lot of the Steam Next Fest demos kind of tend to disappear after the Steam Next Fest is done. But I can't wait for that one to come out.
Yeah, it's so cute. I didn't see this before, and oh my god, I want to play
Really?
this. Yeah,
I saw the demo, I had it installed, and then I got busy with things.
I saw the the art for it like come up. I just never clicked on it because I just was like, train game. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I see what this is. It's like a life sim. I love life sims.
So do I. I am a sucker for these kind of cozy games that don't really have anything overarching going on. It's just kind of like just spend some time in the game and chill out.
Yeah. I like low impact casual games. Those
Mm-hmm.
are, as I get older, I'm just kind of like, I don't want something where I've always got to sweat so hard. I want to, I
Right.
like sweating in Sea of Thieves. But like I play Sea of Thieves. I can play it however I want to. But I like games where I just, what was the one Tiny Glade?
Yeah.
I I I want so many more things like Tiny Glade because there is no point. There is no even game. It's an art program, if anything.
Right.
But it's sold on Steam and it's done incredibly well. And I want to see a Tiny Glade 2. I want to see more things like that because it's just it gives you something to do that's game like that you can be proud of without any pressure.
Right. Yeah, I love it. Now, my third game is a little game called Leila. This is a point and click narrative game where you play as Leila, and the game is described as you travel all through all the phases of her life, uncovering pivotal life moments. And by unraveling the puzzles imbued with the fragments of her narrative, you'll comprehend the motives behind her life's decisions. So it's one of those artsy, fartsy games that make you feel emotions and shit. You'll discover
Oh.
facets of your own self mirrored through the life journey of this seemingly ordinary woman. Also, it looks really good. I love the animation style.
It's breathtaking. This is Wow. You think you think you can judge a book by its cover sometimes. I went go watch the demo video, everybody. You have to watch the demo video on Steam. Watch the cinematic.
There is a demo too.
At first, it's like I'm like, oh, okay, it's some kind of narrative thing, and then you see, well, there's a naughty time.
Yep.
Like apparently they like, yeah, interesting.
Don't get too distracted.
Yeah, no, it's just it's not what you think it is at first, and then it's something way better.
Yeah. I love it. It's there's so many different. The trailer shows you so many different things going on, and it's all interesting. Like there's bits that look like a dollhouse, there's bits that look like a video game. There's the narrative, you can tell that they're using different storytelling techniques for different parts of the game. And it's all about going into the memory of this woman. Comes out April 7th.
So tomorrow for us.
Also, I don't know if you notice, if you skip to 53 seconds in the second trailer, when she's looking in the mirror, and the thing pulls her face off.
Where's the second trailer? Oh,
It's all the way at the end. There's one at the beginning and then there's one at the end.
Wait.
And if you click on that and skip to 53 seconds where she's staring at the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It is. It'll make you feel the feels.
Wow.
And probably be very uncomfortable at parts.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I can't wait for this game to come out. I need to play the demo.
Looks
At the very least, I'll be talking about the demo next week. Now, game numero 4. I'm legally required to do this again. The game is called For Her. This is a PS1 style, PS1 inspired horror game that I think looks pretty good. It's a psychological horror game that delves into the depths of morality, sacrifice, and the human psyche. You play as David Hill, a dedicated police officer in Dismas City. A loving husband and father, David will always put his family first, no matter the cost. I bet David's got some skeletons in the closet. This one also has a demo. And it's another PS1 horror game. Because I can't get enough of them.
It's been kind of a thing lately. A lot of people have been liking it.
There's literally a plugin for Unity that mimics the choppiness of PS1 graphics.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. A friend of mine's explained to me how the PS1 rendered graphics, and it's crazy.
I didn't want to try to name it because I knew I'd get it wrong, and I don't want this to be the one podcast he listens to and have him yell at me in Discord for a half an hour on how I named it wrong. Now, my final game is an indie game that I have kind of a history with. It's called The Designer's Curse Chapter 2 Forgotten Horrors. And I had completely forgotten that I had played Chapter 1 until the developer reached out to me. And I like I gotta say, it aged me a little. Because the developer of this game, CB Games, the original Designer's Curse came out in 2019. And it's free. I said it was pretty good. I reviewed it on MMO Fallout. I said it was, it was pretty good. What impressed me most about it was that the person who worked on it was 15 years old. Now here's the thing, he's 21 and out of college now. So he's releasing the sequel. Because this was 6 years ago that the first game came out. So the developer actually posted on my review from 6 years ago and said, hey, just so you know, my sequel's coming out. And also, if you look on the store page for the Designer's Curse Chapter 2, there is a review from GamesTuff, a review from InsertDisc.com, and a review there from a little website called MMO Fallout. What impressed me the most about this was that the kid somehow got Miko Tarmia to score the game. That's the dude who did the Amnesia and Soma soundtracks.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I don't know how he pulled it off, but he also got him to come back and do the soundtrack for the second game. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it doesn't really have a very big following. It's got 786 reviews. The reviews are good.
It's very Amnesia-esque. If you look at the GIFs, it has the sort of physics-based item movement system.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to that game coming out. If it costs money, I'll buy it.
Well, he's got college loans he's got to pay off now.
True.
So let's help him out.
Instead of having to spend his money on Fortnite. I mean, Fortnite really wasn't as much of a thing back when he made the first game.
Or he could spend his money on delicious Arby fish sandwiches.
True. 2 for $6.99 at participating retail outlets.
While supplies last.
Yes. While supplies last, unlike the McDonald's Minecraft toy, which apparently just doesn't have any supplies. Now, let's talk about games. Or let's talk about the news. And I guess this is kind of tit for tat because I talk about the brain rot of Fortnite and how you made me read this news article. Nintendo has enlisted the Rizzler as a partner. I guess the Rizzler has obtained an early Switch 2 and has been playing it. I don't know. You sent me this news story.
I know I did. And I don't know who the Rizzler is. I am so out of touch. Who is
the Rizzler? I do know who he is.
Did you know of him before this?
I knew who he was before this.
Okay, good. So I'm not forcing you to learn about this.
Now, the Rizzler is a little fat kid.
Yeah, okay.
And I say that with all due respect. Because, I mean, like, his whole thing is he's just kind of short and chubby. But the Rizzler is an orbiting character. Some would say maybe the starring character of an online group called the Costco Guys. And it's a dad and his son who really love Costco. And they got famous last year because they made videos on TikTok it was basically just promotion for Costco. Like just kind of commenting on things that everyone does at Costco. And they started it out with like, everything starts out with, we're Costco guys. So it's like, we're Costco guys. Of course we try the free samples.
Oh, he's the one that Meat Canyon made fun of.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, the Rizzler is not the kid. The
Yeah.
Rizzler is like a third. I mean, he's a kid, but he's not the son. He's not the son from the videos. He's like a friend of the family or something.
But Meat Canyon made fun of like the Costco guys.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
I
Yeah,
like posting. I like posting shit posting with them with Costco, because I did one where it was like, we're Costco guys. Of course we believe trans rights are human rights.
We do.
Because Costco famously beat back anti-DEI investors.
Good.
But like their whole thing is they talk about they like make comments about stuff that people do at Costco, and they review the food at Costco. And the dad's signature thing is how he says double chunk chocolate cookie.
Okay.
And their also repeat joke is that they rate things on booms, and they like flex when they do it. So they're like, we rate this 5 booms, boom, boom, boom. You get the picture.
Yeah, I did see the boom rating.
And the Rizzler is there, and he doesn't talk.
Okay.
He's completely silent. He's just there for the energy.
And so Nintendo has decided to partner with him.
Evidently.
For
Now,
what purpose then?
I don't know. Because people know who the Rizzler is, and it gets news stuff. Like,
because the kids, they love the Rizzler. Put him on, give him a Switch. Why not?
I mean, like, you can spend thousands of dollars on advertising, or you can give a $500 device to a guy with a big following on TikTok.
Okay, I see your point.
It makes economic sense.
It does make it, honestly, really. If you look at it from their perspective, it really does. Like, why not? Because like, if people are following this kid, like, I mean, he's charismatic kid. He's a charismatic young gentleman.
I have no problem with them. The Costco guys, like, I don't like it because it's very much, you've seen it once.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen pretty much every video that they put out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you remember Cabby Lame.
No.
He's the guy who he is, I think, still the most followed person on TikTok. But he put out a series of videos where it was basically like people doing convoluted things. Like, say, someone taking a convoluted way of opening a jar. And then it cuts to him, and he like opens it, and then he goes,
"Oh, him!"
And then he does the like obvious, like he never talks. He just kind of shows how obvious it is.
Yeah, I've seen him. I love him.
I liked his videos, but again, it's something where you've seen, like, once you've seen a few of them, you've seen all of them.
Yeah.
So I have nothing against the Costco guys. They seem, they have not milkshake ducked themselves, so they seem like decent people. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Milkshake duck. I'm learning so many things. The Rizzler, the milkshake duck. I'm gonna eat have all the drinks.
The milkshake duck, it's an internet, the idea behind it is that it's like whenever someone becomes famous and then it turns out that they have just a shitty history.
Oh, I see the meme.
So it's like everyone loves the milkshake duck. Oh, here's a post from the milkshake duck from 10 years ago saying something racist.
Yeah, okay.
But the Costco guys seem fine. They're not someone that I think about very much. I have nothing against the people who watch their content. I have nothing against them. Good on them for getting famous on the internet for something silly. In a world of Andrew Tates, I'd rather have guys getting famous for saying double chunk chocolate cookie.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get behind you on this 100%. I'd rather have stupid fun humor than these crazy buffoons who are destroying stuff for clicks.
I think a lot of the people who get angry are just the ones who are like upset that this kid got a free Nintendo, like not only got a free Switch 2, but got it months ahead, while the rest of us all have to wonder how our fascist government is going to cause the price to shoot up.
Really, don't forget, increased prices are a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Eggs.
Hey,
Now,
eggs have been free ever since that guy took office. As far as they've been telling me, that's what has he held up to that? I haven't checked.
oh yeah. I mean, the prices have come down, but I don't think he has anything to do with it. The whole breeding chickens, or the fact that probably nobody was buying them at $13 a dozen.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Now, I do have an expansion on our news story from last week,
Oh, okay.
and that is the news that the Minecraft movie has opened with the biggest U.S. domestic opening weekend for a video game adaptation, officially beating the Mario movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not the biggest worldwide, but it is the biggest domestic. Now, the film debuted with $157 million in the US and $301 million worldwide in the opening weekend. Now, I should point out that that doesn't include Sunday, because it is
Okay.
Sunday.
Yeah, fair.
The,
I mean, I'm interested in seeing it. I like Jack Black. I like Jason Momoa. Everybody else in the film seemed to be pretty. I don't know them, but you can't know every actor. Especially 'cause
Right.
I don't really see many movies anymore.
I'm interested in seeing. I've watched about 20 minutes of the leaked version, because a leaked version got put online that is it's not finished.
Okay.
There's a lot of unrendered CGI in it. It looks hilarious. Like, the character's very clearly on green screen. It is amazing. But the Minecraft, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I will eventually see it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it in theaters, because I'm still kind of hesitant about going to the movie theaters, but I will eventually watch it.
I can't go to the theater. Can't afford it. That's the only reason I wouldn't.
I can't stand the movie theaters.
It's expensive. It's like $17 a ticket. It's crazy. So I'll just
I do have the good fortune. The HR software that my company uses has a bunch of just weird perks that they put in with it, and one of them is $9 Regal tickets.
Oh, cool. All right.
But I never want to go to the movies because the people at the movie theaters are assholes.
Fair.
And
not the people working, right? The people working are
no,
fine, right?
not the people working, the people who are going there.
Wait like a week and a half and then go see it. Like, there won't be anybody in the theater.
I need to get into a job where I'm working evenings so I can go to that morning weekday show where nobody's at the theater.
Yeah, the matinee.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to that. Yeah, that's the one that I prefer to go to too, the matinee. Usually kids are in school, people are at work, it's just people who just want to watch a movie in the middle of the day.
Right. And I got one more news story before we wrap up. And it is the story. I am belching fish. The flavors are not melding well. I'm drinking a giant thing that I filled with mango orangeade, and drinking that and burping up the fish sandwich is not like combining to a good flavor in my mouth.
I can imagine. I mean, because did you also get did you get the fish and cheddar or just the fish?
No, just the fish.
Okay. So if it were fish and cheddar plus that, I don't know how you wouldn't be in the bathroom.
If I got the fish and cheddar, I'd be in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
With Arby's stank ass nacho cheese. It's fine on beef. I will say that.
No, I like the beef and cheddar.
The fish and cheddar. No.
I even had the Arby sauce.
I love the Arby sauce.
To the
I have a bottle of the Arby sauce in my fridge. because you can get the Arby sauce at certain stores.
Thank goodness for that.
I'm kind of a sucker for those things. Did I ever tell you I bought the pink sauce?
The pinks from Arby?
That TikTok, the TikTok woman who made her own sauce,
Oh,
and
no, I
then she
didn't.
eventually got like a company to pick it up. This lady got famous a couple years ago, or she went viral a few years ago because she made pink sauce and was selling it from her home. The little problem with it was that she had eggs and milk in it, and she was packaging it and selling it not refrigerated, so the bottles were blowing up in transit and just like spoiling. But she got a company, Dave's Gourmet, to contract the sauce and make their own formula of it that would be shelf stable, and they sold it in Walmart. And
Seen that.
they sold it in Walmart. It sold like dog shit.
Uh-huh.
One, because the bottle was like $9 normal price. But I got it at Walmart when it was on sale they very quickly went discontinued, and I got it on clearance for like $3. It's basically, I think you would kind of like it. It's basically a spicy ranch.
Okay.
That's all it is. If you took the Hidden Valley Ranch packet and made it a little spicier, that's basically the pink sauce. I don't remember what I was talking about.
Our last topic.
Oh yeah. Carl Jobst has lost his lawsuit with Billy Mitchell. And the funniest part about that is watching the internet turn on Carl Jobst. Because you kind of have to be a prick for people to be like, Billy Mitchell wasn't the biggest asshole in this.
I was going to say, I don't know who to root for here. I don't know Carl Jobst, but I know Billy Mitchell, and I don't like Billy Mitchell.
Right. Now, Carl Jobst is a drama YouTuber.
Okay.
And he was covering Billy Mitchell's cheating scandal. And the crux of the lawsuit, which a lot of people didn't realize until very late in the game, Billy Mitchell sued him in Australian court for defamation. Try not to choke. Now,
I'm sorry.
Now, part of the lawsuit was about the cheating allegations, but what Billy ultimately prevailed on was over Carl's repeated claims that Billy Mitchell's lawsuit drove Apollo Legend to suicide. Because Billy sued Apollo Legend, another YouTuber, and Apollo Legend killed himself. There were a lot of people that Apollo named in his note. Like, there were a lot of things going on in his life.
Obviously.
And Billy Mitchell was not the catalyst. But Carl repeatedly accused Billy Mitchell of not just pushing Apollo to killing himself, but gloating about it. And that's defamation.
As shitty as a person as Billy Mitchell, I believe, is, I don't think it's been in Billy Mitchell's character to gloat about somebody's suicide.
No. And when you're in a fight with Billy Mitchell and you're the bigger asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, I'm not going to excuse anything Billy Mitchell's done, but I don't think he's done this.
Right. And a lot of this, I have a hard time feeling for Carl Jobst because a lot of this comes down to an internet culture that I really hate, which is the dogpiling on people for relatively unimportant slights. Because the whole thing with Billy Mitchell, the reason that Carl and a lot of other people have been up his ass for the last few years is over allegations that he cheated his Donkey Kong score 40 years ago. So I really don't have a lot of I don't have a deep pool of sympathy for people who make repeated videos with just the purpose of being an asshole to someone who did something that most people don't care about from decades before half of them were born.
Yeah, I agree. Because yeah, I think it's fair to say that it's been proven Billy Mitchell cheated. You can
I
back
think
me
it's
up.
been proven that he didn't. There's been all sorts of. I mean, he's a pathological liar.
Yeah.
But
So I'll take
even
back
then, like, who cares?
yeah, no, I'll take back everything I just said, but I will say Billy Mitchell is like he's had issues. He's had problems, he's had controversy. But no, he's not a prominent figure in video games anymore. He plays effing Donkey Kong. He doesn't play new games. I've even seen him say he doesn't really play newer games.
Yeah, he still plays a lot of the old. He pretty much only plays the old arcade games.
Which that's fine. That's great. You know, I have no problem with that. But it's like bitching that I don't know. I don't even know because it just doesn't seem like a big deal. Like Billy Mitchell's like he's done what he's done. That has no effect on whether or not what Carl Jobst is accusing him of.
Right. But yeah, I mean, like I said, when you come out as the bigger asshole and when you win gold prize at the being an asshole competition and your competition is Billy Mitchell,
yeah,
there's a problem. Also, Billy's got some pretty tasty hot sauce.
Does he?
Yes. Well,
Oh.
it's his family's brand. If you've ever seen Ricky's hot sauce, that is Billy Mitchell's brand.
I don't think I have.
This is Ricky's Louisiana style hot sauce. I've tried it. It's pretty good.
I'll have to try it.
It's like a Tabasco-y kind of sauce. I got it off of the internet. I get a lot of sauces off of the internet.
That's fair. It's a good place to find them.
I had a thought, but then I lost it. It happens to me a lot these days. It's the Alzheimer's kicking in. But I guess on that point, I will close up the show. And until next time, you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/MMOFallout. Hannah is usually doing something for Sentinels of the Store. Alternately, if you are in Sea of Thieves and out of the blue, you happen to get attacked by someone screaming at you over the microphone, it may just be her.
That just reminded me of something. Sentinels of the Store is going to be I'm going to be hosting community events for the Sentinels of the Store this week.
Ooh.
So I believe Friday we're doing a little get together, playing some Quiplash.
Quiplash.
Yeah. Have you ever
What
played
game is
Quiplash?
that? I don't know.
Oh, it's fun. I'll explain it to you later.
Quiplash.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a party game.
Oh, it's kind of like a Jack in the Box game.
Yeah, it's Jackbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we will bring back Polaris with Hey Sandy. Good night.
Bye, everybody. Mwah.
Trans rights are human rights.